New year, new me, it's a phrase pretty much everyone says as they approach the end of one year and the beginning of another. Turns out it's a phrase the folks at Netflix must have been uttering as they put together their lineup for January 2020. Beginning January 2020, Netflix subscribers can sink their teeth into 4 stellar action flicks. And let it suffice to say, it's all killer, no filler. Thrill ride, anyone? Based on the Marvel Comics character, Ghost Rider stars Nicolas Cage as a titular superhero, and rest assured, he's not your average motorcycle stuntman turned fiery Avenger on wheels. That's coming your way on January 1st.
Time to clear the air.
Are you a big fan of fantasy films? You're officially in luck. Netflix will be bringing plenty of magic into our lives, and soon. On January 1st, Guillermo del Toro's sprawling, Oscar-winning dark fantasy Pan's Labyrinth hits the streaming service. The story involves a young girl who discovers a mythical world of which she is the ruler. Oh, and you'll definitely want to check out the second and third movies in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. The Two Towers and The Return of the King will both be available for streaming beginning on January 1st. Here's a Happy New Year's resolution for you. Don't let a drama-free day go by in January 2020. There are loads of acclaimed dramas coming to Netflix, including Catch Me If You Can starring Leonardo DiCaprio. He plays a brilliant con artist and bank robber on the run from an FBI agent, played by Tom Hanks. The film is a total delight, particularly if you're into all sorts of wily cat-and-mouse shenanigans.
My name is Frank Taylor. I'm a co-pilot for Pan Am. I'd like to cash this check here and then I'd like to take you out for a steak dinner.
Let the games begin on January 1st. Another Leonardo DiCaprio film is coming to Netflix that same day, and it's quite the mind-melter. Inception involves a burglar who can creep into people's dreams and pluck out all their secrets. Prepare to have your brain scrambled by this beguiling, endlessly entertaining film. There's even more gripping goodness coming your way on January 1st, including the whip-smart comedy drama Up in the Air, starring George Clooney and Anna Kendrick. On January 18th, The Bling Ring starts streaming. Based on a true story, this stylish drama involves a group of crafty teenagers who figure out how to rob the luxurious homes of celebrities. In the mood for something completely different? We Are Your Friends starts streaming on January 27th, and it's a music drama that just so happens to be directed by Max Joseph of Catfish fame. Get ready to laugh because Netflix is bringing plenty of classic comedies to the streamer in January 2020. First up is Ferris Bueller's Day Off, an iconic comedy about cutting school in favor of all sorts of mischievous hijinks. That will be available to stream on January 1st. That's also the day you can check out the classic 1971 musical comedy Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Boy, what a great series this would make!
Wonka!
This is kind of strange.
Yeah, strange, Charlie, but it's fun.
And if that's not quite enough whimsy for you, Tim Burton's 2005 update Charlie and the Chocolate Factory also begins streaming on January 1st. That's not all. Hitch, starring Will Smith, is coming to Netflix on January 1st, along with the zany romp Yes Man, starring Jim Carrey. Then on January 15th, Netflix starts streaming the cutesy 2002 teen comedy Big Fat Liar. Sure, why not? There's only one stand-up comedy special coming to Netflix in January 2020, but it's one that you absolutely should not miss. Comedian Fortune Feimster brings her first ever Netflix comedy special to the streamer on January 21st. In Fortune Feimster, Sweet and Salty, The Office Christmas Party star reminisces about her childhood, including her experiences as a Girl Scout. She also opens up about her family's absurd relationship with a certain chicken wing restaurant chain, and reveals how one film helped her come to terms with her sexuality. Scared? Perhaps you should be. Netflix is adding tons of amazing horror films and thrillers to the streaming service in January 2020. On January 1st, you can watch The Ring, a supernatural thriller about a cursed videotape that kills anyone who watches it within 7 days. That same day, you can check out The Talented Mr. Ripley, a twisted thriller starring Matt Damon as a charming con artist and serial killer. Finally, What Lies Beneath is a supernatural tale starring Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer as a well-to-do couple living in a haunted house. Expect plenty of twists and turns in that one. Then on January 30th, Brian De Palma's Raising Cain hits Netflix. This underrated gem stars John Lithgow as Dr. Carter Nix, a brilliant child psychologist suffering from multiple personality disorder. Following a shocking discovery, one of those personalities, the titular Cain, comes to the fore and Carter's actions grow increasingly violent. This is some trashy, twisted fun that's chock-a-block with unforgettable performances, all of which come from Lithgow. A handful of Netflix originals are presenting their final seasons, including And with an E on January 3rd and The Ranch on January 24th. Other shows will be continuing their highly successful runs. Keep an eye out for the 6th season of the comedy series Grace and Frankie on January 15th. Then there's the 2nd season of the runaway hit Sex Education on January 17th. Meanwhile, the spellbinding 3rd season of Chilling Adventures of Sabrina is coming for you on January 24th, and the 2nd season of the documentary series I Am a Killer starts streaming on January 31st. Of course, we'd be remiss not to mention what's arguably the best TV offering on Netflix. The 6th and final season of BoJack Horseman arrives on the last day of January, and you definitely won't want to miss that.
Today sucks. The story of my life is that I never get anything nice.
Check out one of our newest videos right here, plus even more Looper videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.